along with Greg and myself, we are joined by KTVU political analyst Brian Sobel. I'm not going to go to the top two. I'm going to go to the three. Tom Steyer dumped so much money into this campaign, and he just has not been able to get to the top of the poll. Tonight, he's not winning.
A huge amount of money spent. I think at the end of it, other than Meg Whitman in the history of California, no more money has ever been spent for somebody running for governor. It does not appear at this hour that that is going to deliver him one of the top spots. He just, I think, polarized a lot of people, to be honest with you. Some people liked him, some people didn't like him. And his campaign was really about, you know, had kind of the angry man aspect to it. And I think that turned off a lot of voters.
Got it. Let's go to Javier Becerra. Not even in the mix a few months ago, Greg. Yeah. And here we are talking about him.
I mean, you think about the change of fortunes for this guy from March being at 5% to seeing Swalwell drop out and getting a lot of those voters, also getting a lot of Latino voters and sort of this swing that he has seen. And I think voters sought out experience after Swalwell dropped out. And because of his experience at the federal level, at the state level, that is what saw him kind of rise to the top here. And throughout this process we've talked about as he rose, he kind of did no harm. He tried to stay out of the headlines, and he very much did that.
And Brian, do you think Javier Becerra tonight is kind of taking a deep breath there, saying, hey, I don't have to go against, you know, Steyer?
I think
I'm going against a Republican right now.
I would guess that he's very, very pleased about the results tonight, because the party registration in California favors Democrats heavily, and if nothing goes terribly wrong in his campaign and he stays out of trouble, you know, he's the odds-on favorite to win. I've pointed out a couple of times, you know, in the last 10 governors, 5 have been Republicans, but it's been 16 years since a Republican has been a governor, yes.
And if it is Hilton and Becerra, we should mention that Hilton has the Donald Trump endorsement, which likely helped him in a primary, but in a general, that is going to turn off a lot of voters because the president is so unpopular in this state, especially with those independent voters.
So you think Steve Hilton's picking up the phone saying, I don't want President Trump out here?
No, he goes without saying. He will not see Trump out here campaigning for him.
What about Matt Mahan?
Yeah.
As San Jose mayor, some people say if he was the mayor of San Francisco or Los Angeles, that he would have gained more traction, possibly.
He might have. I thought he ran a very interesting campaign. He's a moderate. He was out talking about issues. If you looked at some of his commercials, they weren't all about beating up on Trump, who everybody already knows the story about. He tried to talk about issues, and maybe that got him into a little bit of trouble.
We talked a lot about his name recognition for Matt Mahan, how he got in late to this race, and that was kind of against him. But if you look at the crosstabs from Santa Clara County, he didn't win the county so far, and that was the county that knew him best, because that's where San Jose is situated. So if you can't get your hometown voters, how are you expected to pick up voters across the state?
Do you think he tries to do a race outside of San Jose down the road?
Like, I mean, I think he buckles in and continues his mayorship and continues to see out that pulse. But I certainly think this was clear. Mahan has higher aspirations.
Absolutely.
One for the road here. Just voter participation. There was a lot of energy in this election. I feel like we don't know the official number yet, but the estimate was about 40%, maybe a little bit higher compared to other June primaries. Californians came out to vote.
Well, what we really hope for is 70% or more in the general, because a lot of demographic groups in this race we'll find out, may not have really participated. Young people, as an example. Said, hey, nobody in this race motivates me to
and whoever moves on to the general needs to figure out how to mobilize those young voters, because certainly nobody did in the primary. And that is a huge sect of voters that need to be tapped into.
No question.
Greg Lee, appreciate it. Great work all day long. Brian, appreciate it as well.
My pleasure as always.